It's funny to hear a female talk about routes.
I'm Mia Mignon.
Because your quarterback don't know how to throw a back shoulder fade, and every time that he's in perfect position and back shoulder fade in the end zone, he can't throw it. You know, I'm not talking about one simple
guard back.
Yes, and the reason why I say that is because LeBron James is a product of Michael Jordan.
Love. You know, what do you know about love? What do you possibly think you know about love? You know, I'm sick and tired of men using love like it's some kind of disease you just catch. Love should have brought your ass home last night.
Maury Lang Show with the Renegade Relationship. Let me shatter that myth real quick before you go on. Just because a woman likes sex all the time does not make her a freak. If she can't deep throat or she's not willing to deep throat, then it shatters her own myth.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Routes and Relationships where I am Mia Mignon.
And I'm your boy, Maury Lang Shaw.
Hello, Maury Lang Shaw.
What's up, Mignon? What's up, Web?
Nothing much.
Oh, should I say Web?
You could say well.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that's a secret or not.
Yeah, it's our secret. They still don't know what we're
Okay.
So,
What's going on? Another episode of Routes and Relationships.
Relationships, yes.
You want to follow us on Instagram, go to
Routes and Relationships.
You want to follow us on Twitter, you go to
Routes_ships.
And Facebook.
Routes and Relationships. And
Okay.
look at that. I'm 3 for 3, 100%. I'm
And
100.
YouTube.
Routes and
YouTube.
Relationships.
Guys, YouTube, subscribe. Hit the bell. Subscribe on YouTube.
Subscribe.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Yes.
Waving at you guys. Talk back to us on YouTube.
Hey.
We want to engage you with you on YouTube too.
Yeah, we do.
Of course, if you're on your iTunes, make sure you review and comment on iTunes.
And get interactive on Facebook too.
And Instagram. Wherever you see Routes and Relationships, leave us a comment. We engage with everybody that downloads
Yes.
an episode of Routes and Relationships.
Yes.
Anyway, what's on tap for today?
The NFC South pre-draft predictions.
The NFC South. Okay.
Pre-draft predictions.
Pre-draft, again, you heard what she said. Pre-draft predictions for the
Pre-draft.
NFC South.
Yes.
Does everybody know what we're doing with the divisions?
If they've been following us, yes.
Yeah, for anybody that's new, please explain to the new listeners what we've been doing for the pre-draft. Real quick.
We are point blank, plain and simple, breaking down each division, what they have now, what they need, and what we think they'll place this coming season.
All right, there you have it. And
Yeah.
this episode, we're breaking down the
NFC South.
NFC South, which
Yes.
consists of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the New Orleans Saints,
Yes.
the Carolina Panthers, and the Atlanta Falcons. So,
The
if that's you,
No, you said it wrong.
how's I supposed to say?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. What?
Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta Falcons.
Shawty.
Okay. Yeah. She lived in Georgia for many years, guys. Whatever.
It was not many years, but it
If
was
you-
long enough.
If your squad is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Atlanta Falcons, the Carolina Panthers, or the New Orleans Saints, this is your episode.
This is your episode.
So who we starting with? Oh, and then on the second half, when the buzzer goes off in the second half, what we are talking about?
We're going to discuss whether or not black women have the give up spirit.
The give up spirit.
The
What
give
do you
up
mean by the
spirit.
give up spirit?
Well, they're just going to have to wait and see.
The give up
The
spirit.
give up spirit, because just hearing that, they probably have it in their mind, a certain thing, but that's not necessarily the case. But the give up spirit.
Stay tuned for the second half of that show.
Yes.
The second half of this show, the give up spirit. Black women have the give up
Give up
spirit.
spirit, yes.
All right, starting with the NFC South. We're talking about you want to start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Sure.
All right. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have what pick in the draft?
Tampa Bay has the 7th pick.
Oh, they were horrible last year, huh? Jameis didn't produce last year.
No, the crab leg man did not.
The crab leg. Every time I call him Jameis, I get so much flack. His name is Jameis. His name is Jameis.
JPP.
Yeah, the one-handed JPP.
Yes.
Jason Paul-Pierre.
They did take Vinny Curry from Philly, so they have some pass rushers that they do
Vinny
need
Curry?
that. He's a Super Bowl champion right now. That's all that matters.
Oh
to
gosh.
Vinny Curry.
He was on a team,
Yes.
so therefore he's a Super Bowl champion.
But they needed some help on defense, and they did that in free agency, and I'm proud of them.
Okay.
And they added a center because, say your boy's name again, Jameis. Yes, he needs that. But what he needs the most
is what?
A left tackle.
Okay, but he's one of those mobile quarterbacks. Do you really blame the offensive line or the left tackle for not protecting Jameis Winston? Because he's not really mobile though.
He's not that smart sometimes, so he
Oh,
does need a left tackle to kind of hide his.
Jameis, for the stereotypical black quarterback, he's quite the pocket passer. Would you agree? And no Doug Martin, so would you say they need a running back?
They need a running back.
Okay, need a running back.
If he gets a little bit more help on defense, just a little bit, get some offensive line folks, a running back, and maybe somebody to help Mike Evans out, they might do a little.
Speaking of Mike Evans, Mike Evans got paid. You see that? Mike Evans got $82 million. Well, let me not shortchange him. He got $82.5 million.
Well, congratulations to him.
$55 million guaranteed.
He knows his worth.
Another light-skinned brother getting it done.
Team light skin. The colorism in the black.
Oh my goodness, it's awful, man. I actually hate that when people talk about light skin privilege versus dark skin and dark skin versus light. It drives me crazy. I'm telling you, those people that promote the light skin versus dark skin, they are to black people what Trump is to America.
So anyway, let's move on to.
Anyway, this is not the Culture Call podcast, or we don't deal with social issues. We are strictly sports.
Yes.
And
relationships.
So let's focus. Even though I can critically think and
yes, you can be.
And we can debate.
Unlike with
have
the
that
NFL,
conversation.
the NFL owners don't want you to be a critical thinker, independent thinker.
Hey, well, they got the wrong person here. But sports. Mike Evans got paid. Doug Martin gone. Your boy is signed. You know who your boy is. Because I know you love his wife.
Oh. Yeah, Miko's husband.
Who? What?
Miko's husband?
That's her name?
Brent Grimes?
Miko?
Miko, yes. Her name's Miko.
Actually, your son is named Miko, so I was confused for a second.
I know. Miko's her name.
Oh, yeah, the loudmouth. The loudmouth Twitter fingers.
Twitter fingers. She has a radio show? She's on the radio. Was on the radio show?
I
don't know. I just know she got arrested in Miami, and it just wasn't a good look. So.
Yeah, well, he signed back with Tampa Bay for another year.
Yeah.
So they need a running back, and they need defense. Cornerback, defensive line, safety. They do. You know how much money they have in cap space?
Why don't you tell me?
60
million.
60 mil.
60 million.
They should be able to do something with that.
Yeah, they should probably find Brent Grimes a replacement. So.
Yeah, but 60 million. The thing is, we've been doing this for a while, and they haven't made any noise in free agents.
Other than JPP, no.
But he's not. He's been a big name 5 years ago.
Yeah. No.
So to be a big name now is.
Maybe he need a new scene, and their change of scenery might help him out a little bit.
Well, I hope he succeeds.
Get that in. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Carolina? Yes.
Carolina. The Cam Newton Panthers.
Yes, they need to be a Cam Newton-friendly team.
Well, Ron Rivera, the head coach, signed for an additional 2 years, so there are the Ron Rivera Panthers.
Yeah.
Not Cam Newton Panthers.
Well, they're going to build around Cam Newton because they brought in North Turner.
Did they?
Yes, and
as their OC?
Yes, he's gonna help Cam.
But as a Cowboys fan, you gotta love North Turner.
I do.
But he's old though. It's a young man's game. The McVays and the
but the fundamentals are the same.
Fundamentals. They need creativity and ingenuity. Ingenuity. People, don't edit that.
We get it. I won't edit.
Right.
We get it. So my biggest concern with them is age and depth.
They
you can say that about every single team.
But I'm going to say it about Carolina right now.
Like, age and depth is like a...
Yes.
Okay, what do they need the most of?
They need offensive linemen and defensive linemen.
Carolina Panthers fans, I want you to comment on what you guys
They do.
think. Do you agree with the sports freak? You need what?
They need
Specifically.
offensive linemen and defensive linemen, and they need a wide receiver.
Wide receivers. That's what I had on my most needed for the Carolina Panthers list. Wide receiver. Didn't they just get rid of somebody? Benjamin? Or was he gone for? Sports freak. You know,
Kelvin Benjamin.
Was he recently released or traded or something like that? So they definitely need a wide receiver.
Yeah, they need a wide receiver.
They still haven't replaced Josh Norman from 3 years ago.
No, so the football guys, you know, they should have prayed this past Easter for the football guys to break them some corners.
Yeah, and that still hasn't happened.
They should
That
have
still has
corners in
not
their Easter
happened.
basket.
And they need to groom. We always talk about grooming a quarterback for, like Drew Brees. We'll get to that, right?
Yeah,
we'll get to that. They need to groom a quarterback. They need to groom a defensive lineman to replace Julius Peppers because he is the age-old, still productive North Carolina Tar Heel. Anybody remember Julius Peppers when he played for basketball for North Carolina? That's how I know him.
I'm telling you.
The dual athlete from North Carolina. Football and basketball at North Carolina. But I know him from basketball from North Carolina. Y'all remember that Julius Peppers when he dribbled down the court and just run over people? That man.
You are telling
Julius
me.
Peppers. Hey. He resigns though. He resigns with the Carolina Panthers. They need to groom his replacement.
Get it how you
How
live.
about that?
Why not?
And your boy Greg Olsen.
Greg Olsen, he's going to be in the booth.
You think he's gonna take that job?
He's going to be in the booth. He
All
should
I
be
know,
in the booth, yes.
he's auditioning for Monday Night Football.
And I think they should give it to him.
And I think that's his preference. Does he want to play football or does he want to be in the booth?
I would probably say he wants to be in the booth.
Oh, well,
He can still be around football and not play and not take any more damage to his body and still get paid handsomely. Yeah, I think you should go get in the booth.
He sounds like John Gruden. Well, maybe then that means he won't be a productive tight end, just like John Gruden won't be a productive head coach.
Oh,
but I didn't say that. If you tuned into the last episode, you'll get my feelings on John Gruden. Anyway.
Yes.
All right, who's next up?
We can go to New Orleans since you brought them up in Drew Brees.
Drew Brees, New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
Saints fans. Holla at your boy.
Well, Saints fans are going to be, not Saints fans. The Saints will probably build their season as a dedication to their owner.
Oh, yeah.
And so that means that they'll probably have this like emotional season where they'll kind of do some things just based off of emotion. But in order for them to do that, they're going to need a whole lot of stuff.
The last time something tragic happened to New Orleans Saints organization, they fucked around and won the Super Bowl. Now that their owners passed away at age 90,
yes,
this could be a very inspirational season for them.
Maybe.
Seeing that they re-signed Drew Brees for 2 years.
Yes, and they need a pass rusher.
They need a pass rusher.
And a
I
wide
don't have
receiver.
that on my list.
And they need a tight end.
Well,
and that's according to their coach. Their coach said, we need an edge rusher, a wide receiver, and a tight end.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Okay.
And he's going to address that.
So please get their depth chart up right now. Because to that person right there, fuck you, fuck me, fuck you. That's what he just said. We need an edge rusher, a tight end, and who else they need?
And a wide receiver.
And a wide receiver. So everybody that's a wide receiver, an edge rusher, and a tight end, currently that's on the depth chart for the New Orleans Saints, fuck you.
Yeah, your job is not safe.
Right.
Not at all.
According to your own head coach. Hilarious. Wait a second, the coach actually said
The
that?
coach
This is
actually
what we need?
said, and I'm going to quote him, he said that we need an edge rusher, a wide receiver, and a tight end, and the team would address these needs in some way, shape, or form via free agency and or the draft.
Well, they got $31 million in cap space to address it, so hopefully the fuck boys will turn into stars.
Well, one of their players want to get Lamar Jackson, and you talked about Drew Brees' successor, so there you go.
What? You know what, now that you said that, I will become a Saints fan. If Saints draft Lamar Jackson to groom for 1, maybe 2 years under Drew Brees, I'll become a Saints fan.
Yes.
Well, not totally Saints fan, but you
And
can
he said
only
it
have
on
one
television.
team.
He said it on television.
Man, that's all right.
Maybe that'll happen.
All right, well, how about your squad? Your home team.
That's
Your
not
home
my
team.
home team.
How do you say it? The Atlanta Falcons?
Yes, down in Atlanta.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong.
Okay.
Atlanta Falcons. How you gonna say it down in Georgia?
Yeah.
How you gonna say it Atlanta Falcons down in Georgia? I'm from
Yeah.
DC, so I don't know how to say Atlanta.
I don't know. They said it.
Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta.
You know the second-class citizens of the South.
What y'all
The
Bama's
Atlanta
team?
Falcons.
Y'all continue underperforming. I know that.
Well, I'll tell you what they need to do
What's that?
as an organization. I'm going to talk about the organization first. If the organization does not have a meeting with themselves, owners, general managers, player scouts, quarterback coaches, you need to talk, because Matt Ryan definitely knows his worth, and I don't think he should take the hometown discount. And I think when you give him his contract extension or add on to his contract, and he goes out here and asks for Kirk Cousins' money, that's your fault. You put yourself in that situation. He has all the leverage, so do not, under no circumstances, Matt Ryan, take the hometown discount. Because they are trying to pit the fans against you.
I can see that happening. He's gonna be the Tom Brady, but Tom, does Matt Ryan have a wife that's worth $300 million?
No. And Matt
He
Ryan does
should
not
not.
want to. He doesn't want to.
He doesn't what?
He doesn't want to give up the hometown discount.
Oh, really?
The Falcons have put themselves in a similar situation the Redskins had themselves in.
Oh.
And you know who had the
Okay.
leverage in that case.
Well, good. Matt Ryan get paid.
Yes, get paid.
I'm all for it. As a business owner, I feel this way that NFL players need to get paid. Don't take pay cuts.
Nope.
Is that business of the NFL of 1-year contracts that's masked as a 5-year X amount guaranteed? That nah. It's a 1-year contractually, and fans need to know this. It's a 1-year contract. NFL players have 1 year to 1 year contracts. They can say 5 years all they want to,
Yes.
but it's not. It's not written up like that. So Matt Ryan, get paid, white boy.
And I'm going to tell Des Bryant the same thing.
Well, he's gone.
I don't care. Don't take the hometown discount. Let the fans talk about you, because if they went to their federal government job and their little supervisor told them to do something for a pay cut, they're going to look at them like they stupid. That's above my pay grade. Or that's below my pay grade.
She
That's
said
it, like,
supervisor.
yeah, supervisor.
She said supervisor.
You
But
know.
anyway, we're not talking about Des Bryant. Anyway,
We're talking about Atlanta
Falcons.
Falcons. Yes.
All right, anything else about Atlanta
Matt
besides their
Matt
stud?
Ryan should not take a pay cut.
How they let their stud defensive tackle go though? Now their number one need is a defensive tackle. Not only that, their stud defensive tackle went in the division.
Oh well.
Don Terry Poe went to the Carolina Panthers. How y'all Falcons fans feel about that?
They don't.
Man, make sure comment. Hit us up. I want to hear you how your stud goes to a rival within the division.
Well, they have your boy Tack McKinley. You know.
Yeah, I did want to draft him.
Yeah, you wanted to draft him. They have him. They picked up Big Beasley's option, so they feel like they have some pieces in place to move forward.
Every NFL team and every NFL GM feels they're doing the right thing. So I get it. Do you?
Hey, they re-signed their kicker.
Hey,
and they love him.
And they signed Logan Paulson as their backup third-string snapper.
Well, here's something that may interest Atlanta fans.
Oh my God.
Nick Chubb did say that the Falcons have been looking at him heavily. So if they go out and get Nick Chubb, not with the S, Nick Chubb, they'll be doing some things.
That is a perfect signing. He's from Georgia. He has a whole you know, I'm a big Nick Chubb fan. Just like I used to be a Saquon Barkley fan. But I'm a big Nick Chubb fan. What he's doing in his community of Chubb, is it Chubb County, Chubb City, Chubb Town? Chubb in Georgia? Man, he is living up the black power, the own land, own acreage dream. Go ahead, Nick Chubb. I hope he gets drafted by Atlanta. That's like a hometown
That
dream
would be
kid.
a good story. Kind of like Des Bryant when the Cowboys drafted him.
All right.
So as you can see.
Is that it?
That's enough for the NFC South.
Yeah,
I
we've
can
been
tell
going
you. Let's go.
on and on about the NFC South.
We can tell. Let's go.
right.
You pick who you think will be first, second, third,
Oh,
fourth.
shoot. You go first.
You did not?
I did not.
Okay. So pre-draft, based on what they have right now, my most stable quarterback in that division is Drew Brees, and as long as you have Drew Brees, you've always got a chance to win. So I'm gonna say Drew Brees, New Orleans will win. Carolina will be third, Tampa Bay will be second, and Atlanta will pull up the rear.
Atlanta is going to come in last?
Yeah, because they're going to have bad karma because of how they want to treat Matt Ryan right now. It's kind of fresh and it's kind of new, but the karma is going to hit them, so they're going to be fourth.
Well, this might be the best division in the NFL come next year. They have 3 playoff teams. Tampa Bay had an off year, which the previous year they were great. Tampa Bay's coming back. Gosh, I cannot predict it. Seriously, I can't. Who did you say real quick?
New Orleans first.
Uh-huh.
And I said Tampa Bay was second. Carolina is third. Atlanta is fourth.
God, it's hard to agree and it's hard to disagree with that.
Yeah, this was difficult. So.
Gosh, I don't know. Again, pre-draft. Yeah, I would say the Saints. I'm gonna go with the Panthers, Falcons, Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay is gonna be a tough. This is a tough division. My goodness. And Tampa Bay is gonna end up, because of this, how we're predicting this, at worst case 9-7.
And Tampa Bay could very well win.
Put it like this. Here's my ultimate prediction for this division. Listen to this. YouTube, watch this. Watch this.
Okay.
The last place team is going to have an equal or better record than a playoff team from another division.
Okay, that's a good one. I'll take
Man,
it.
how is that for an ultimate prediction? The last place team is going to have an equal or better record than the playoff prediction. Playoff team from another division.
I'll take it.
All right, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Second half of the show is what again?
Ooh,
And
my Timmy voice when he be like, ladies, and more ladies.
What are we
talking about? Black women having the give up spirit.
Define black women having the give up spirit.
Okay, so
spirit. Time out.
Spirit.
Got it. It's this right here, YouTube. Y'all see this?
So,
Y'all see this?
Let me tell you. I was looking at a video online, right? And they were talking about relationships and marriages and how to make a successful marriage. And one of the women, on the panel said that black women have the give up spirit. We're taught to give up. And I'm not necessarily talking about give up on your marriage because he cheated. Cheating is nowhere in this. They said we don't like to sit through the struggle with the man. We like to say, you know what, you don't make enough money, you're not paying this bill. The first thing you say out your mouth is, well, you know, how much money does he make? What does he do? What? He not paying your bills? Oh, you talking to your girlfriend and you tell your girlfriend and be like, gosh, you know, I gotta rob Peter to pay Paul this month. First thing they say, well, what about your man? Why he can't pay no bills? Then you start listening to your girlfriend and then she gets into it and then you start to give up on your marriage. Like you don't support your man enough to start to give up on your marriage. So it has nothing to do with cheating. Although I ran this by some people that's close to me, and one of them told me that society and black men expect too much or more from black women than they would from, let's say, an Indian woman or a white woman. The expectations for a woman to be in her relationship or not give up on her relationship.
Who expects the black men expect that? You said black men expect that from a black woman?
Well, yeah, she said society as a whole. Black men.
Society.
Yeah, black women. Yeah,
society
black men.
Expects.
Yeah, black women to hang in there more or deal with more than other women of other races.
Society needs to check themselves. That's what that means. Society needs to check. How are they going to say, I expect this from black women versus Asian women or Indian women? How do you know their cultures to say that? Like, I don't even understand where that comes from.
I don't know.
What are they comparing it to? They have some type of comparative analysis of black women, Asian women, white women, Indian women, and all other cultural women, and they've deduced that black women should be this or that. Man, that just sounds ridiculous.
I don't know, but I know the lady on the panel was just saying that, you know, from her experiences with her girlfriends, from her family growing up, that the black women in her family were taught to run. Like, get out of there as fast as you can, girl. You know, don't deal with that. Don't put up with that. And I'm not talking about cheating. We taking cheating out the equation. We just talking about when the struggle get rough in your marriage, if he loses his job or he makes less money than you for a moment. Like, they don't stick around. They don't hold you down.
Here's what I've seen, and it seems to be intergenerational. When you look at our parents' generation versus our generation, in between that, there's an intergenerational of women who believe in not settling. And this whole settling thing has become so prevalent in their belief system that if a man is freaking pigeon-toed, he's like, ooh, I don't want a pigeon-toed man. I need a bow-legged man. Or I need a tall guy. And black women are so hell-bent on not settling, they're looking past every character trait that a man can possess, and character is not physical. Therefore, you have this problem where black women will say things like, we have the give-up spirit. Which, by the way, let me put it out there, I completely disagree with the fact that black women have a give-up spirit. I can almost guarantee, there's no study that I've done, there's no study that I've read that says that black women have the give-up spirit, but I can almost guarantee that it is probably the opposite.
That black men have the give-up spirit?
No, we're not. No, let's not change the narrative. People are really good at that. I'm glad I'm a critical thinker and a good debater because I can stick to the topic. We're talking about black women and the give-up spirit. What has happened, if you look at the whole picture of relationships, that black men, they tend to be less vulnerable, less emotional. Therefore, it causes, let's just say, issues.
Yeah.
Issues within a relationship where a woman attempts to, and I'm being very general here, by the way, attempts to fix it. They're not giving up. They tend to put their all into it to find out what the issue is, but the man has the inability to be accountable. They have the inability to be vulnerable. They have the inability to be emotional. Therefore, over days, weeks, months, and years, that takes the toll on a woman to say, hey, we're not working. And because I think, and again, there's no study that shows this, there's no study that I've read on who initiates a divorce, but I'm willing to bet that women are the initiators of divorce once they give it all they can.
Yes.
Therefore, when you see this, I can't even get out. The woman initiates divorce, therefore they give up.
Yeah, she's tired.
Yeah, tired.
Like R. Kelly said.
But again, I completely disagree with the sentiment that women are habitually give up on a marriage. Yes. That is total hogwash, bullshit, whatever.
That's the last
negative
thing
word
they
you want to use.
They want to do. They want to give up. But now there's some women that should give up in certain situations, but we're not talking about those situations. Just, you know, in general, not the cheating.
Yeah, does that mean we're done here? Because I disagree that women give up.
Yeah, I disagree too. I just thought that was, you know, to hear that from a woman, and she was just like, you know, hang in there, girl. You know, you're gonna go through some challenges, and you're gonna have to fight through some issues in order for your relationship to work. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think
women give up too easy at all. I can say a lot of things about women in relationships that hurt relationships, even from the dating process on. But giving up too early on a marriage is not one of them.
Yeah, well.
Do we know who said that? Where we get this?
No, I don't know. I was just scrolling
perusing,
through,
and you found it.
And I just
That is an
found a
interesting
clip that
headline.
that's what she felt like black women have to give up spirit. And we're taught to give up spirit.
Was this a presentation she was doing? Was this in front of a group of people?
It was in front of a group of people. It looks like that she was like maybe at a workshop, a woman thou out loose type workshop. And it wasn't that workshop. Let me go ahead and say that it wasn't
put
that.
that
But
disclaimer out there.
it just looked like it was that type of workshop. So.
And the thing, now that you said that, it's funny because if it was that type of workshop, if it is that type of workshop, I totally get it. Because what drives clicks and marketing and eyeballs to a certain topic and generates massive income is to talk bad about black women.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And I'm a defender of black women. Even though y'all got some issues, you see where I'm pointing? All of y'all got issues giving up on a relationship. Giving up on a relationship, I'm going to let that slide.
I'm the perfect being.
And I'm going to let that slide. You are, babe.
I know.
She said, I know. She doubled down on the,
Look, YouTube, look at my face. I know.
That's hilarious. Anyway, comment. Do you think black women have the give up spirit? Listen on iTunes or wherever you're listening on this podcast.
Yes.
Comment. Yes or no?
Matter of fact, we have a post about it on Facebook. You can comment underneath there, or you can comment under the post on Instagram.
Okay, yeah, we want to hear from you guys.
Yes.
I vehemently disagree that women have the give up spirit. I think they're fighters. Mm-hmm. I'm not here to pander like a lot of my male brethren used to think. When I had the Truth About Women page on Facebook and talk about relationships, they thought I was pandering to women. I'm like, me pander to women? No.
Oh, you was trying to get what did Tony say from Martin? You was trying to get the draws.
In social networking, they call it pussy pandering.
Oh, yeah.
They're looking to get some pussy by pandering to women.
Yes, you a pee-pee, a prowler. Yes,
right.
a pussy prowler,
yeah, that's what you used to call me.
Yeah, pussy prowler.
Bam. Pussy prowler. That's an interesting term. Lots of P's going around there.
Oh, pee-pee.
Pandering, prowling.
Yes.
All for the...
It's power.
Power. Good gracious. You're right.
Power.
But giving up is not one of those traits. I wouldn't say that women have to give up trait.
No, black women, you don't have to. You don't have to give up spirit. So.
That it?
That's it.
We want to hear from you guys.
Yes.
Do you think women, black women in particular, have the give up spirit? They give up on relationships too easy?
And who do you think will win the NFC South pre-draft? Okay, I don't want to hear another person tell me that you don't know, pre-draft right now, this moment.
It's April. It's
yes.
April.
Tell me who the paper champ will be. Got it.
All right, guys.
We're going to end Route 10 relationship right now with our non-settling black women that don't give up in the fantastic NFC South, the second-class city.